Hello, hello, everyone. Session 11 of the Life Coaching Mentorship Series with Heather Wilson. We are almost done. After today, we only have one more session left. So I'm sure a lot of you have been watching the series already. Hopefully you have been, but just to give you a quick update of what this is all about is I am a life coach and a business mentor, and we're giving you a behind the scenes journey of what it really looks like to build a successful online coaching business. And so Heather is so graciously agreed to let us in on the journey as each week I coach her and mentor her, helping her to get her program started, to find paying clients, and to really put herself out there and share her gifts with the world. So Heather, what are we celebrating this week?
Well, my birthday is actually tomorrow, which is your son's birthday too.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Becky was saying, oh, that's Krista's son's birthday. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I want to celebrate my birthday, and Saturday, my partner actually threw me a surprise birthday party, which was so special because that's like something I've dreamed of my whole life, is to like my friends to surprise me. And there was like a story there that I don't have friends that would do that for me, or just like that I don't have, that's just like nobody would make a fuss about me. It was just kind of like this story that I just didn't feel like worthy enough of having that kind of experience. And so that was like shattered on Saturday, when that belief was shattered whenever all my friends were there, and I had some drive up like 3 hours, a 3-hour drive just to come up to celebrate me. And it was just so special. And they made like all foods that I can eat because I have a particular diet. And it was just so, so special. Yeah. So that was really, really fun. So I think we're celebrating just my birthday and friendship and love and all of that this week.
And worthiness that you deserve, and you get to have all those things in your life. Like,
right.
Over the past 11 weeks, you've really been doing a lot of the scenes, mindset and personal development work to, step into your self-worth and feel like you deserve to have good things happen to you, good things come your way. You just bought a new iPhone. You said you're going to buy a new MacBook computer. So you're really just like up leveling in so many different ways. And it just shows like you're just, like glowing and admitting all this like amazing energy out of you right now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, totally up leveling. Just and sometimes it takes some material things in your environment to shift that. And so I'm learning to lean into that instead of deny that aspect of myself. That's something I've kind of learned is I'm a Taurus, and so Tauruses are very known for being attached to like material things and wanting beautiful things and nice quality things. And once I started on my spiritual journey, I really denied that part of me, because if you want things, you're not spiritual. If you like have a need for these material things, then you're not spiritual enough. And so forever I was, I lived in the contrast of like trying to live minimally and live less, which I mean, I do appreciate that, but the things that I do have can be quality things and they can be nice things. I don't need to just have like, secondhand throw me down things, and in order to, it was just like, I just shifted that recently. Like, it's okay for me to like want really nice things for the things that I do have in my life. They need to be quality. They need to work. They need to be efficient. They need to be beautiful. And that's like, that is a part of me that's got to come to the forefront. And that's been awesome.
Wow. So basically you're telling me I need to mentally start preparing as Lincoln's mom, since he's a Taurus, that he's going to want a lot of nice things in his life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, kids already want those, but yeah, especially Tauruses, they love comfort, cozy, the home and the environment, and they want to be surrounded by nice things. Yeah.
All right. I will
luxurious.
start preparing for that now.
Yeah. Your Christmas lists are going to be hefty.
Right, right. Well, thanks for sharing all that, Heather. So what about if you just give us like a quick update of what you were working on last week in between the coaching sessions, and then we'll move on to
Yeah.
your coaching request.
Okay. Last week I worked on creating a list of things I'm going to be working on when my partner and I go on a trip next week. So from May 10th to the 20th, we're going to go to Arizona and just take some time to camp and just be out in nature and just, reconnect to our creativity. And so I'm going to use that time to really do needle moving activities for my business. So I was just creating that list of the things that, what do I need in order to get my program out there, in order to get our website launched, in order to get like things moving. So those are the activities I'm going to be doing while we're out there in a nice creative space. And so, yeah, that's what I worked on. And I also worked on my tagline, creating that a little bit better. Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah, those are things I worked on pretty much.
How are you feeling about the tagline right now?
Feeling really good. My partner and I actually really, really got it. It's pretty awesome. I'm really happy with what it is. And I should have wrote it down because I can't, it's on my phone because I wanted to share it with you actually. So
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear about it.
Yeah. So it's really, really awesome. It feels really good. It feels more what I'm working towards. So
Good.
yeah.
Well, that's the most important thing, right? Like we do want it to be clear for your ideal client and for them to easily be able to understand it. But more importantly, we want you to feel really excited to say it out loud and to write it out on your social media. So that's really awesome that you're giving yourself that permission of like, okay, it needs to feel good for me first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, and just clear, it feels more clear to me and it kind of excites me. So I feel like it would also, land for other people.
Sure. Yeah. And you're infusing that excitement energy into anything you do in your business. So I have a personal philosophy that if there's anything I'm working on or creating or envisioning, if it doesn't excite me, if it doesn't turn me on, I just don't do it. Cause I'm like, why force myself to put, it's my artwork. Why force myself to put my artwork out into the world if I'm not passionate and excited about it? I don't want, because people are so sensitive to energy and they feel those things. So yeah, that's really important for, female entrepreneurs to be able to do that.
Yeah, I completely agree. It all matters. It all makes a difference.
Definitely. Okay, wonderful. So what would you like to focus on for the session today?
I would like to focus on the things that I want to create before our time is up, or at least have completed after, is I want to get my group coaching or my group program, class, workshop, whatever it is. I want to get that out there. And so right now I'm looking at the marketing aspects of it. So I would love to go into I'd love you to walk me through creating a 3-day challenge. I can use that for marketing. And so there'll be an incentive at the end of it, the challenge. And then I'll also be sharing my group class that I have. Right. And so my first one will be in person. So I'll be needing to market to local people, my local community. And so just looking for ideas on that. Then also I just was curious if you've done a group coaching program in person, and if so, what that was like for you.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm hearing you correctly. So you're looking for strategies with marketing your group program, and you're thinking that one of the biggest strategies is going to be hosting a 3-day challenge. And then at the end of that challenge, you'll be inviting people into your group program.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then you're also want to know when you say it's going to be the first one's going to be in person. So this like, um, did you say it's like 6 weeks or 12 weeks or
6 weeks.
Okay. The 6 week group program, is this going to be held in person?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one you're doing in person, and you want to figure out how do I market to the local people around me versus,
Yeah.
you know, doing this like it'd be online. And then you want to know if I have any insights around if I've launched in-person group coaching programs or what my experiences
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
perfect.
it.
Okay, great. We can do that. So I love that. Okay, right. So one of the biggest things that new life coaches need help with is figuring out how do I find paying clients, and then how do I fill up spots for my either one-on-one program or my group coaching program. And so you're already like one step ahead of the game, and knowing that challenges are a great way to build relationships and get people excited and get them some small wins and results, and then inviting them into your offer. It's such a, I've done it before in the past. I've sold out 2 Fearless Public Speaking Academies when I was running those, and we did those through a 5-day Fearless Public Speaking Challenge. So it works. It's a really great concept that works really well. And who doesn't like joining a good challenge?
Yeah.
And 3 days is a great amount of time, usually anywhere from 3 to 5 days. Beyond that, you kind of start to lose people. So I can tell like you've done your research, and this is a great place to start out with. So when you think of like marketing this 3-day challenge, like what feels unclear for you right now?
The topic I would choose is like going into boundaries, like sharing some tools and like doing it with the focus on boundaries. I think that that's a really big one that a lot of women could benefit from.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that that would be the focal point. And then the incentive, I'm still deciding what the incentive would be at the end, like because I want to give something free away that's like no strings attached, and it's just a gift to everybody to keep them in like investing into the 3-day challenge, because it's so important for them to show up and to participate so that they can get the most out of it. And an incentive definitely motivates people. So, to win something free is always so fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking to give away, like a free coaching session. And that's as much as I've thought about it today. My partner and I were just kind of talking about it today. So I was thinking of that. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
And then like at the end of the 3 days, I would share about my 6-week intensive if they want to continue working with me in a larger container, because they're going to get the experience of working with a group of women. And so then if they want to continue, if that was fun for them, and they feel what that feels like, and then they can go into this longer container. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So you're absolutely correct of like having some sort of like giveaway that's going to incentivize people to show up and participate in the whole challenge. There is just like one tweak I want to make if you're open to a suggestion.
Yeah.
So what we've done before in the past is giving an actual spot away for the group program, because then what that does is you get to market and advert. Basically, you should be selling your program throughout the entire challenge. You do not want to wait to talk about your program at the end, because it takes a
Okay.
while, right? You got to start planting those seeds. It kind of takes a while for people to start thinking about it and considering it. And then if they're like, ooh, maybe I can win a spot in Heather's program, right? Because you're talking about it all week. And then if they don't get it at the end, right, we can say, make that invitation into some sort of assessment call that, helping them to see if it's a right fit for them. But that's what we've done. Because if you think about it, if you're giving away a free coaching session, whatever you're giving away is basically what you're trying to market. And you're not you're not marketing one-off coaching sessions, you're marketing your coaching program. So giving away a spot in the program is usually what's going to work best and make the most sense for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
That's actually
your
what
thoughts around
that's actually what I said to my partner earlier, is because he was like, what would your free thing be? And I said, I would like to give a free spot to the program. And he was like, well, you're already giving so much free information away and yada yada. And so then he kind of talked me out of it. And I was like, well, I guess I could give away a free coaching program. But like what lit me up was like giving away a free spot, because like what you said, I would be giving away what I'm marketing. And that made sense to me too. And so like, I was like, well, why wouldn't I give away a free spot? Like that's an awesome incentive and an awesome gift. And like, cause I was like, like I feel like it's okay to give that away. For one, my program's not going to be very expensive right now, because like it's already like so much value for such a low cost, because it's my first one. And so I don't mind, like giving that away. I think that would be awesome for someone to get that, like you said, to market it throughout. That's a great idea, because I didn't think about marketing it, planting the seeds throughout. I figured I would wait till the end, but that's a great idea to do it throughout, because then you keep on, you're repeating it. So then it starts to sink in. So
totally. So it sounds like your intuition was already telling you what to do. And right, so practice tuning in and listening to that. And like I said, I've done it before on my end, and it does work really well. So it's proven that this strategy does work. I don't think that Jean-Paul is wrong. That everyone's going to have different ideas of how they would want to run their business, or ideas they think that works. So again, remember, just tune into what you would be excited to give away and what makes sense to you.
Yeah. It's a good reminder to listen to that intuition.
Okay, so perfect. So we know already that, how, the free giveaway, what that's going to be. And then what I recommend too is that like you have to have some sort of way to keep track, right? So like be very clear on the directions that you give every day. Like, so what would day one be in terms of like helping people to have better boundaries? Like what would the action be?
I think, well, I'm not sure. I'd have to sit and think about that.
Well, think about your program. Isn't one of the roots of the empowerment boundaries?
Yeah, boundaries is in there.
So what are you going to be teaching in that portion of the program around boundaries? What are some of things?
Yeah, so one of the things would be to like learning how to like feel what's you and what's the other person, like being able to discern between you, like where your boundary ends and where another person begins. So that would be one thing, like learning how to feel that, not just like, in your mind, but energetically, intuitively, and emotionally, like being able to feel that, so you can really tell when you're up against that. So that would be one thing that I would go into.
And then what other ways can people take action with creating better boundaries in their life?
We'd probably also, we go into communication, like how do you actually communicate a boundary in a way that's not triggered and coming from aggression or anger, like it's coming from a place of unconditional love and just like assertiveness, but also kind and loving. So like, how does that actually look in communicating that to another person? So we'd probably go through some exercises of that, like doing that together and practicing.
So maybe that is day one then and I would just recommend like just picking one exercise, right? We would just want something really simple and easy that people can take action really quickly on. So, again, like basically your marketing and advertising what you're going to be doing in your upcoming program. So it's okay to take little bits and pieces of what you're going to be using in your program and just turning that into the challenge.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so just give me an idea or example of like, what is one little exercise they can do to practice communicating their boundary?
Well, I guess we would have like a scenario situation that they would kind of walk through. So like, we would have like role playing. We'd kind of do like a role playing thing where one person is maybe one person's asking them to go to this party and they're like super excited about it. And the other person's just like really tired and exhausted, not really feeling it. And so like role playing that, how that conversation would go when they're feeling the excitement of their friend, like their friend's so excited about this party and they don't want to let their friend down, but they're deep down, they're really not feeling like going. They really just feel like being home and relaxing. So like walking through that. And so just be like an exercise of like playing out a situation that, they would maybe they give the example, like maybe I have them like, what's something you would want to walk through? And then maybe we go through that.
So they would have to be on a Zoom call with you then to do something like this?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
So that sounds like then if you wanted to include that in your challenge, then you could say, okay, day one's activity is we're going to have a 30-minute Zoom call and you have to attend live in order to be eligible to win a spot in my group coaching program. So it's something like that, right? Making it really like clear and actionable of what they need to do in order to, complete the challenge and be eligible for the prize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
so,
another idea is if you don't want to host a live call with them. I mean, I haven't heard of too many people doing that for challenges, but I mean, hey, the sky's the limit here. You can do whatever sings to your heart, and that might be a unique way of doing it. But you could also make a video of like a short video of you showing what it looks like to communicate a boundary, and then maybe they have to watch the video, and then after that they can write out, give them like a journaling prompt or something, or they can write out what they learned from the video, and maybe that's day one's action.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be easy too, because that's kind of how, when I did your challenge, that's kind of, you guys had us post in the group and hold ourselves accountable that way with our assignments.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And so did you have like a private group that was just for that challenge?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can do it. Do you already have a Facebook group?
Not yet.
Okay. So yeah, you can create a pop-up Facebook group just for the challenge if you want that. Or like for me, I already have my Build Your Life Coaching Biz group. I could also host the challenge in there as well. And then it's kind of cool because like other people are like, ooh, what are these people doing? And it's like social proof. But yeah, so I think for you, since you don't already have an existing Facebook group, is to create a pop-up Facebook group specifically for this challenge.
Okay. Yeah. And so then I would just like, I guess, market, sorry, there's a motorcycle, it's so loud. So then I would just market that to people on my page, and then I would have them join the group if they sign up.
Yeah. Do you have your email list set up yet?
No.
Okay. So this could be a way to build up your email list.
Okay.
If you want to create a landing page, and then people have to sign up through the challenge through the landing page, then they'll go onto your email list. And then it's really easy to like update them with the details. I'm trying to think if there's a way I could show you an example. Or you can just keep it simple and easy, and you can just, when I ran my first challenge, I didn't have an email list yet. And so I just basically created a Facebook post and I said like, hey everyone, this is the challenge that I'm running. This is the results that you'll get. Let me know below if you're interested. And then people would comment, I'm in. And then I would just manually add them to the Facebook group. So that was like before I had a list, but now I do everything I can to try to build up my email list. So I always have everything go through my email list first.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like overwhelm you or overcomplicate it, since it's your first challenge. So, you get to decide how techie you want to be with all of this.
Right. Yeah. Luckily I have my partner who can help me with the techie stuff that, is over my head. But I do, creating an email list is on my agenda to complete. So that's something I'm wanting to do anyway. So it would just make sense to do it with that first challenge, and get that started. You're saying like you could do a pre-recorded video that they then do a journal prompt to.
Yep. Yeah. So what you could do is you could either email it out or you could upload it to the Facebook group, and you let them know like, so actually here, I'm going to pull up our last challenge we did with Find Your Next Client, just so you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
There it is. That was such a fun challenge, and that's how we met, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was really fun.
That was so fun.
You guys did live videos though, didn't you, each day?
We decided not to pre-record a video, and we just did it via Facebook Live. So you can do either or. You can do a pre-recorded video or a Facebook Live, whatever. So like what I would recommend doing is like in the guide section here, like these are just such great ways to host challenges. So what we did here, right? So challenge day 1, get over your fear of success. We uploaded, what did we do? We uploaded a meditation here, and then we had a worksheet, I think, that people had to do, or so. What did we do here? Okay, so this was the meditation people had to listen to. And so basically, if you wanted to do a pre-recorded video, you could record it on Zoom, upload it to YouTube, and then just include the YouTube link here. And then, we have them do a journaling exercise here. And then this was the action step. So post in the group or go live in the group, 2 minutes or less, and share with us what surprised or shocked you about what you wrote in the common theme you saw emerging. So you're welcome to come back in this group and see how I set this up. But as you can see, it's like very clear instructions of like, first you listen to this meditation, and then you do this journal prompt exercise. And then the third step is, in order to be eligible for the prize at the end, you have to post your finding in the group.
Right. Yeah. I like the step 1, 2, and 3, because then it's really clear.
Yep. So that's kind of what it can look like. And then, like for day 2, we had craft your elevator pitch. And so then we uploaded a worksheet that we made in Canva. So then we have the steps here. Complete the worksheet. Then you have to post your elevator pitch in the group. Oh, that was it. We only had 2 steps for that day. So, and again, right, you just, as specific and clear as you can be is better. Write a post or do a Facebook Live of 2 minutes or less in the group that shares your elevator pitch as an introduction, so we will know who you help and how you help your ideal clients. So what else is coming up for you as you're seeing this?
Well, I guess I'm thinking of how to cater that to what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, I think it's good to have different ideas of how this could go. So this is helping me just like get other ideas of, well, and also just having the idea of, there could be a journal prompt plus a meditation plus a worksheet, like all these different possibilities is really helpful, because I think I was having trouble like deciding how to present stuff and like what that looks like,
Right. Yeah.
That's helpful, because I love doing meditation, so I didn't even think about that. That would be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Creating a meditation to help them work through the boundaries. Could even bring up some inner child work, whatever, whatever comes up. But and then like a journal activity after that, and then an action step of sharing about that. I like that. That could definitely be one of the days.
Uh-huh.
And then maybe like, there's one day where we're like, it can be a mix of different things, because it could be that one day, and then there can be another day where we're live together and we do a group, like, we do the group thing where we like actually like role play out some boundary communication and stuff like that. So we get to, actually experience communicating them and what that looks like and feels like. And that would be kind of cool.
Definitely.
So yeah, so that gives me a lot of ideas to work with.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I just thought of an idea as you were talking. I was researching back here. I just put in how to have better boundaries. And this came up because I know people pleasing is a thing you're really passionate about. So I like this, how to set better boundaries, 9 tips for people pleasers. So so maybe your challenge is like, how to have stronger boundaries. And then the tagline under it is like a 3-day challenge to help people pleasers to feel stronger in their emotions, or something like that.
Yeah, that would be really good, because that would speak to a lot of people, I think.
Oh yeah, that speaks. I mean, like, because I identify as a people pleaser, and so like if you're like telling me like, yeah, in the next 3 days I'm going to help you to have stronger boundaries, and these are for women who identify as people pleasers, like it's like screaming to me like, oh my gosh, that's going to be there.
Yeah. I know, same here. I would totally do that challenge. Yeah, I think that'd be a great tagline on that to use for sure. That'd be a good hook, to get attention.
Yeah, it's like broad enough, but it's also specific at the same time. Yeah,
thanks for sharing that.
Fun, of course. So yeah, you just get to play and have fun, and trust that you are the most perfect person to guide them through this journey and this experience. And whether they decide to sign up for your program or not, you're going to give them an amazing 3-day experience where they're going to get so much value, and they're going to be like, wow, Heather is amazing. I can't wait to see what else that she has to offer.
Yeah. That's definitely, that feels good. I would love, I love to give value to women, especially, and give tools and practical things to use in their daily life. And yeah, if they sign up for my program, that'd be a bonus for sure. It'd be really, really awesome. But yeah, just the 3-day challenge alone will be really exciting. And I like the idea of like having a mindset of playfulness as I create this, instead of getting so caught up in the perfectionist, the inner perfectionist, and the technical structural kind of mindset. So bringing my feminine into the creation of this feels a lot lighter.
Great. Yeah, I mean, doing something like this can really trigger the inner perfectionist. Am I doing this right? Am I saying the right things? Am I choosing the right activities? What if like no one signs up? Like there can just be all of those things. And it's like, right, you don't want to bring that energy into this experience. Right. You want to bring this energy of like, I trust that these women are going to get exactly what they need from the challenge, and that the right people will be ready to take the next step with me. And I'm the most perfect person to, lead them through this.
Yeah. And so having like a group container is how you kind of keep track of everybody's stuff, because you're talking about keeping track of it, because y'all need to like go and see that each person's done the activities and stuff. So what other tips and tricks around keeping track do you have for that?
That's a great question. And just so you know, we are, I forgot to say this in the beginning, but I've kind of stepped out of coach role and I'm in consultant role right now. So just so you know, this isn't really coaching, this is consulting.
Okay.
I have to remember to say that. I'm really bad at that. But okay. So what we've done before in the past that works well is at the end of each day going back through all of the posts and then tallying them up and having a spreadsheet with each person's name, and then like all the people's names are on the left, and then you have like column day 1, column day 2, column day 3, and you just put like a check mark and
Okay.
indicating whether the person did the challenge or not.
Yeah.
And then just so you know too, that I mean, 3 days is pretty short, but you might want to have one extra day to allow people to catch up before you
Okay.
announce the winner. We've done that before. We've tacked on a couple of days at the end where we're not like doing, we're not creating content. We don't have extra steps, but we're just giving people a couple days to complete the challenge before we announce the winner. Because sometimes people get behind, especially with longer challenges.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you doing that, and that was helpful because I think I got behind, and the catch up days were really, really nice.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Just kind of be like, surprise, here's some extra, extra time to get these done.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good idea. And then, yeah, keeping tally on a spreadsheet would be really good. So that's helpful because I wasn't sure how to, well, because I've seen those challenges on Instagram where they're like this post, tag, somebody, tag somebody and then share this post, and it's like all these, and share it in your story and post it on your wall. And it's like, how do they keep track of all of that? So I was just wondering, like, I probably wouldn't be doing that kind of thing because it's like so much to keep track of, but I've always been curious how they keep track of all that,
Right. Maybe they have like a VA or something that's doing that, but
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do challenges on Instagram. I'm not, familiar with doing challenges on Instagram. I prefer Facebook. That's just my zone of genius. But I mean, yeah, I know that people run successful challenges on Instagram as well.
Yeah. They're usually like pictures and giveaways and stuff. So it's a little different than kind of what we're doing. So yeah. So then I guess I was curious if you've ran in-person group coaching like programs and what that was like.
So the only in-person stuff I've done in my business is I've done 4 retreats, but I prefer to do everything online as much as possible. It's just how I protect my energy, and it's what feels better for me. So
okay.
I do have like experience, like I said, from running in-person retreats, and there might be crossovers, but was there any like specific like questions or concerns you had with running a in-person like group program?
I think I was just curious of like how the setup was, like, like I guess kind of like structure, what that looked like in person. Cause I'm still trying to think of like locations to have it at. And I guess I was just kind of wanting to paint a picture visually in my mind of what, like, it's kind of like setting up a classroom. So just kind of wondered, I think I was going to see what, like how you set that up and what that looked like. But I was thinking for mine in person, it might feel best to like be in a circle so that everybody can see everybody, so that instead of like having rows.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I think I was just trying to see visually what that would look like. Yeah, and online, I definitely want to do online. For me personally, I think I feel I really like play off the energy of others, like with my intuition. Like I can really tap into everybody's energy, feel a lot easier in person. So I think that's why I just really want to do it in person first, because that's like my most comfortable element. And online, I don't know how to structure like a class online just yet, and like to go through the curriculum. So I guess maybe like, how does that look like doing one online?
Yeah, I mean, it's really similar to like what we're doing on Zoom. It's basically just having like, a group call on Zoom, and then in between they can, hang out in the Facebook group all day. So that's like their hangout space. But during like the actual session, so say it's like 90 minutes or whatever, everyone's going to be here in their little Zoom box, and they can be using the chat box, and you're going to facilitate the call. And there is a lot of similarities between doing something in person and online. I mean, because I've learned over the years, like there is certain tips and tricks with how to, facilitate a group call. And there's definitely a lot of things that I could share with you. That's kind of, I think, a whole nother coaching request that, maybe we could do as a follow-up. I don't know if that's helpful or not. What do you think? What would be most useful and helpful for you within the remaining time that we have around this?
Well, I think I can just let that go because I have an idea of like how that would go. I think I was just more concerned about like being boring like online, because I'm very animated and like that really comes through. I'm just so much more comfortable in person than online. Online, whenever I feel like there's a camera on me, I kind of get more tense, and like it feels like a lot more pressure than it does like in person, because in person there's like, there's a lot of stuff to work with. I feel like more so in person because I can see the people, if there's like side conversations going on, I can pick up on that or whatever. Like I can read the energy of the room and all of that. So I think like online is kind of a new creature for me. It's like a new world. And so as like an intuitive person, it just feels like a new thing I'm venturing into. And yeah, I don't think it's hard, but I think it's definitely different. Yeah, I was just kind of curious what that was like for you doing a group one, but I had some visuals come through of how I could lead that and keep the interest of people. I would just have to be really clear, and also just like set the energy, set the container, set the tone of everything, and keep playfulness alive in there, make it very playful.
Yeah, definitely.
And
yeah, absolutely.
So I was thinking to do my they're going to be weekly sessions. I was thinking to have them 2 hours. I heard you mention an hour and 30 minutes for yours. So I was curious, is 2 hours a decent amount of time, or is that too much? Or
yeah, I would say probably no longer than 2 hours, but anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours is like a good time frame for group.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think you can get a lot done in 2 hours.
Just make sure, I would say the most important thing with that is to give people breaks. About like every like 50 minutes. So if you have a 2 hour call, like maybe build in like 2 5 to 10 minute breaks there.
Okay. That's a good idea. Yeah, definitely. That's a long time to sit.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And something I wanted to add too, because you were like, I'm afraid that I'll be boring in the online space. And first of all, I don't feel like you would be boring. I think you show up very well on video and on camera. But even if you do something in person, and if you're standing in front of a room of people and you're just talking at them for 2 hours, like, right, people are going to zone out because we have such short attention span. So, the best thing I recommend doing is like involving people as often as possible. And maybe you were already thinking that of like, right, like, if you're going to teach content, like do it for like 15-20 minutes tops, and then ask people questions or do activities, and you can do all that. You can do that in breakout rooms on Zoom. Right. Just having them like doing things as often as possible. And are you coming to my money workshop this Wednesday?
Yeah, I am coming to that.
Okay. So you'll see how I facilitate that. That's very similar kind of to like how I facilitate other programs. And you're going to see that I'm not going to be doing a lot of the talking. I'm not just going to lecture people telling like, oh, this is how you have an amazing money mindset. This is how you make money in your coaching business. Like I'm really going to be having people doing journaling exercises and going into breakout rooms and asking people questions. And so that it's very like back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that feels like a lot of how I want to do mine too, is very interactive, because that is how you keep the energy up and you keep people's attention. And well, and also it's about their, you know, like them having the epiphanies and them having the internal shifts. And so they're not going to get that in the same way if they're just listening to me talk at them, as they're going to get if they are hands-on deep in the work. So yeah, I planned on in person doing breakout groups in person, and then like online, yeah, having the breakout groups too. Cause that's like, for me, when I go to workshops or classes or whatever, that's my favorite part, is when we get to like take what we learn and just like go into a group together. I'm also terrified whenever we have to break out into groups too. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so scary, but I'm also so excited because there's always some beautiful relationships and connections that happen. And I just always get so much from that. So yeah, so I want to definitely bring that element. And I also thought about having different modes of teaching, like where I have like a whiteboard, you know, so I can write things down and it's like visual. So there's like the visual aspect, and then there's, you know, maybe just like sharing stories, teaching through stories and experiences and stuff like that. And so just like breaking up how that content is taught, and then yeah, making it really interactive with journaling and
that's perfect.
And them really like reflecting, a lot of inner reflection. So
that's great. Sounds like, yeah, you have it all perfectly planned. Awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and start to wrap things up. So do you feel complete for right now? So your original request was that you wanted to talk about you know, getting this 3-day challenge set up and marketing it, and then talk about like marketing for, I guess we didn't get to that, how you would market to like a local thing.
Oh yeah.
But so I will say something on that. Something that's really good for local meetups is meetup.com. Have you ever
used that before? Yeah.
So either doing that or Facebook events, or Eventbrite. Those are usually, I think, like the 3 best places to market for like local in-person stuff.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Eventbrite was the only one that came to mind, but Meetup, that's a really good one. I see a lot of people get on that. Yeah, I think it was just like, how do I market to local people like post COVID? Because I'm used to like, you know, you can host like a little event, you know, that's just like where you can kind of network and share about what you're doing. And that's one way that I would have probably done it in the past. But now with, you know, the way the world is and stuff, I just didn't know like, how are people marketing now, like in-person events? So I was just kind of not sure. Yeah. So those are good.
Yeah, I would, maybe start out with, you know, those 3 and seeing how those work to you or work for you.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Okay.
Sweet.
Perfect. Okay. So that being said, okay, do you feel complete around your request?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I got a lot of value and a lot of clarity and a lot of ideas and options. And yeah, I can't wait to write it all down after this session so I remember all these things. And yeah, I feel like this is a video I'm going to want to watch again because there's so much in there to use. So yeah, thank you.
Well, we're recording it, so you can totally go back and watch it.
I know. That's the beauty of that.
Yeah. And then what kind of accountability would you like around getting your challenge set up?
Well, I would love a check-in from you on, well, let's see. This week's really busy because we've got my birthday and then a bunch of other stuff and preparing for our trip. So maybe checking in on Friday just to see, you know, where I'm at, what I've accomplished, and if I've, been able to work on any of that we've talked about.
And actually, I kind of skipped ahead a couple steps. What do you want to commit to doing this week?
Well, I think I would love to get my email list set up. That would be really great. Would be a good first step. And I'd really like to start working on the challenge, like what that would actually be. Getting that kind of conceptualizing that.
Okay.
Yeah, at least getting like an outline for that, so then I can really work on that during my trip.
Okay, perfect. So do you want to have the email list set up by this Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I check on Friday, I'm going to be asking you how everything went with setting up the email list, if you came across any roadblocks or challenges, and then how things are going with working on the challenge outline.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Great. Okay, and then what would you like to be acknowledged for today?
I would like to be acknowledged for I had voice lessons this morning. My partner got me that for my birthday. And yeah, I was kind of scared and nervous at first to do that, to do voice lessons with somebody. And so yeah, I think I would just like to be acknowledged for just taking that step, in that next step to like actually putting more effort and energy towards building my voice, because it not just affects my singing voice, but it also affects I'm doing voiceover auditions and stuff for the modeling agency I'm working with. So I also submitted an audition today that was really challenging. And so yeah, I'm like breaking through all of the voice blocks and stuff.
Yeah.
So
You're really working on the throat chakra and speaking up and putting yourself out there. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome, Heather. Well, I want to also add that acknowledgement, or add to the acknowledgement of that every week you're always working on something new, as a way to heal something within you, or working on something in your business. So it's just been so neat over the past 11 weeks to see how much you're progressing and moving forward every week to creating the life that you truly desire to have. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for noticing that.
I have. That's what we life coaches do. We notice everything. Not in a stupid way, but we see it all. Yeah. All right. Well, you have a great evening, and we'll keep in touch on Boxer this week.
All right. And tell Lincoln happy birthday.
I will. And a happy birthday to you as well. I love
Thank you.
Birthdays.
I know. It's so special.
It is. All right. Good night, Heather.
Talk to you later. Good night.
Bye.